What's going on? My name is Januvial. I know I'm gonna make probably a bunch of people mad with this video, but we're gonna be ranking from the most toxic to the least toxic Multiversus characters. Now, I played this game a bit since beta has came out, and I'll talk about basically who I use a little bit more in the video. But there's some characters that I really get pissed off about, okay? And you can spam the same move over and over again. You can't tell me that shit's not toxic when it actually works, okay? You can say, oh, well, you gotta have skill. If you had skill, you'd be able to defend it. Sometimes you just can't, especially on specific characters, alright? But anyways, I just like to say before I start this that I think this game is pretty balanced overall. Multiversus is at the moment how it is right now one of my favorite fighting games, because I've never actually been into fighting games that much, but this game's pretty balanced for the most part. There's still some things that are a bit broken, of course, like every game, but overall, as far as fighting games go, this one's by far my favorite so far. And I never really got into Smash or Brawlhalla that much, but I did play them, and I played them enough to know that I like this more. But anyways, let's get into this. First off, we're going to put onto S tier for Mega Toxic. We're going to grab this motherfucker right here. That's right, Taz. Now, I know what you're saying. How can he be Mega Toxic? He doesn't have that many good moves, and that's the point. He has one good move, bro, and that's the tornado spin. And every single time I fight a Taz, he uses the tornado spin at least 20 times. No matter what character I'm playing on, none of that shit. And he has some decent moves. He has like that downward hit, I don't know what it is, a downward spin or whatever, that you can actually abuse. And some people say is even more toxic than that, but no. People go on Taz, get it to level 20, and spam tornado, and they still don't know how to use them. What's even more toxic is when you get a Taz that's in a freaking 2v2 with someone else, and they're both spamming shit like that. Like, I got a Taz, and I got a Finn, and the Finn was just spamming Backpack while he was spamming tornado. So, yeah, I would say at the top of the toxic list, I'm definitely putting Taz. Right next to him, I'm going to grab this motherfucker right here. Now, don't even get me started on Iron Giant, bro. Every single time I fight an Iron Giant, just downward hit, downward smack. Every fucking time, bro. Like, I swear to God, I might even put him above Taz because of how toxic it is. Now, since the games came out, people have figured out how to fight him. Like, if you saw my last video, I fought an Iron Giant and we shit on him because he's got a huge hitbox and he's not that overpowered like people think he is. But in my opinion, he's still super toxic because his moves do a shit ton of damage when they do hit you. And if you fight a good Iron Giant, especially in a 2v2 in a team, it's so freaking annoying, bro. It's actually the most annoying character in the game. I'm actually going to put him above Taz right now for most toxic. But anyways, that's my reasoning for that. I'm not fighting on that shit. Definitely top for the toxic list. Let's see. Right after that, I think I'm gonna put in the A list Shaggy. And the reason for that is I actually like Shaggy and I've used him a little bit. He's just a good character. But the reason why I'm putting him on A is because you can use him with skill, but nobody that is beginning the game is going to have skill. What are they going to do? They're going to spam the kick move, and that's all they're going to do. They're going to kick and kick and kick, and it actually is good and it actually works because the kick is overpowered, especially for a new player. They're going to go directly to that, and that's why it's toxic. Because he has so many powerhouse moves that take priority over a lot of things, and one of those is a kick. And when you get on the outside of the ring and you use a kick, it's just over. It's just over. Even if you're an experienced player, which a lot of people are right now since the game just came out. But anyways, after that, on my toxic tier list, I'm going to have to put this motherfucker Finn. The reason for that is, I know, don't get mad at me, I know that it's your main character. I get it. Everyone mains this dude, okay? I get it. He's good. He's a good character. Overall, I like him. I don't use him, but I like him. But every single time I fight this motherfucker in a 2v2, which I've been doing a lot of 2v2s lately, they just spam the backpack. And I fought a 2v2 that was just double fin, and they just double backpack, and you get stuck in that tornado, just like you do with the Taz. And it's really hard, especially for certain characters that can't take priority over that hit, for it to work. So anytime that I fight them, they spam that move, and they also spam the overhead sword, which, like I said, I think he's a good character. Like, he's decently balanced, I would say. Some things he does are a little bit overpowered, like the backpack, but I fuck with him. But he is toxic, because everyone does that. You know you do that too when you play him. Don't lie to me. You know you do that, because it's broken. Right after this man, I'm putting Superman. Superman is here right now because this dude, like, don't get me wrong, he's got swag when he does it, okay? But that grab and throw is absolutely toxic. You can't tell me that every person you fight as a Superman doesn't do that over and over and over again unless they actually understand how to use the character. Because I actually think he's a good character. He really is. Everyone on A tier list is actually a good character. I like him. But man, every single time that you get anywhere close out of the ring, this dude is just going to come in and grab you and throw you. And if you're in a 2v2 and there's double Supermans, they're both going to spam it. And they can do it down too. They can throw you down. They can throw you up. They can throw you sideways. If you get anywhere at the top of your screen or anything like that, he'll throw you off of it. And usually Superman is pretty good, but a lot of the times when I fight him, they spam that move over and over again. And don't get me started on the neutral attacks, bro. Just don't get me started on the neutral attacks on that one. But anyways, after that, I'm gonna have to put my boy Jake. Now, listen, Jake, I love Jake. He's one of the characters that I use the most, okay? At least used to. I don't use him the most anymore. But he's one of my favorite characters in the game. But you can't lie, the house and the car is broken. That shit is actually overpowered, and every Jake you fight against uses it a lot. I use it a lot because against this dude right here, Finn, his backpack, the Jake house actually goes down on that thing, and it actually doesn't work. So when I fight a team like that as being toxic, I can switch to Jake and actually use it. But that shit is overpowered. The house is broken. You can't tell me the house is not broken, bro. And you can actually just jump and then spam it down and jump and spam it down. You can do it over and over and over again. And in a 2v2 situation, it's kind of hard to go back against that because you're already occupied by the next person, and then Jake just comes and hits you with the house. And of course, he's got the stretchy punch and stuff like that you can actually, if you had the accuracy, you could run away and keep hitting that over and over and over and over again. The skateboard's also OP, but it's mainly just the house. I think his neutral attacks need a buff because he doesn't take priority over a lot of hits, but I love Jake. He's one of my favorite characters, but even I can admit myself that the house is toxic. Alright, so after that on the toxic tier list, it's going to have to be your girl, Velma. Listen, Velma is a decent character, but the projectiles, they're toxic, bro. I yesterday got hit with a double Velma team, bro. Me and my homies shit on them, but my god, the projectiles were fucking everywhere. And if you get anywhere near the top of the screen, you're just done. If they have projectiles, you're just done. The car, don't even get me started on the police car, bro. How can you tell me that Velma can literally just call the police on you, and if you're above, like, I don't know, 100 and something, that thing's just an instant knockout for you. So, I'm just gonna do this. Look, he hasn't even came out yet, but I'm telling you now, when you come back and see this video in the future, this dude is gonna be toxic. I already know. He's gonna have the dialogue options, bro. He's gonna be a savage. He's gonna say some messed up shit. I can already tell you. This dude's gonna be funny. Look, he hasn't even came out yet, but I've seen the portal gun. I've seen some dialogue that people say to him. I can already tell this dude is gonna be something else, bro. After Velma, I'm gonna have to put Bugs Bunny. Now listen, I love Bugs Bunny. He's mainly what I've been using lately, but we can all agree that the bat is super toxic. The range on that thing, bro. He just hits it, and anything in sight it hits, bro. And you can jump, hit that, dodge, hit that. You can throw a rocket up after that, and they're just gone. Even at 60 HP, they're just gone, and it's done. And you can do that thing over and over and over again. There's no limit to how OP the bat is, and every Bugs Bunny you fight is going to be using it. The whole thing that they do is up and down attacks. That's like what every Bugs Bunny does. So we can agree that that bat is toxic, and that's the reason why Bugs Bunny is on there. Only because of the bat. Everything else, in my opinion, is pretty good. The crate's pretty nasty, but nah, the bat is what makes them toxic. Alright. Now, everything else on here isn't as bad. I'm going to put Tom and Jerry first on B list. The reason why he's not on A is because you actually have to be pretty skillful with him for him to be kind of toxic. Like, if you were really skillful with him, he would definitely be up here on A somewhere. But a lot of people, at least that I've fought, they're not as good as Void and people like that that can spam those projectiles. Now, if you were skilled with them, I would put them somewhere up here, probably right about right there or something like that. But, yeah, for him, if you do the projectiles, you can spam multiple, like 3 different projectiles, and you can hit a rocket out from under you, and then you can throw like the stick of dynamite and hit it. Like, you can do that stuff over and over again. But what's mainly toxic about this dude is that his downward pan or whatever it is, that thing is crazy. And bro, the ping pong ball or whatever it is, a little paddle that he hits up, that paddle, bro, that is one of the most toxic things about him, bro. The reason why it's toxic, the reason why that shit's toxic, bro, is because even if you stand to the side of him, you can still get knocked up by it. And just falling into it, you get locked up. It's just like Jake's skateboard attack. You just get locked under it. No. Next up on B is going to be Harley Quinn. Look. Some people say that Harley Quinn needs a buff. Harley Quinn is absolutely nasty. Harley Quinn can hit you multiple times if you know how to use her. I haven't messed with her, so I don't know the actual combos. I can't explain them. But she can hit you multiple times without you being able to move. She can throw you down, up. She has every single attack that you could want, bro. Harley Quinn is B because she's not really that toxic, but you can make her toxic if you really want to. And the reason for that is she has that, like, I don't know, it's like Shaggy's sidekick, but it goes on the opposite side, and it shoots like a yellow, like, punching fist or something like that. And that shit's nasty, and her hammer does fat damage. But besides that, it's not really her moves that make her toxic. It's just the character as a whole is what puts her in B tier list. She's not as high up as the other people because she's not as bad, but she's super fast, and she can move around like crazy and keep hit stunning you over and over and over again. But like I said, that character I'm not as familiar with, so she's gonna be on B for toxic. Next up is definitely going to be Batman, bro. The smoke, dude. The smoke and the battering is nuts. And the downward kick, anytime, at least with the characters I've been playing on, I get hit with that downward kick, it takes priority over everything that I do, and I just can't do anything against that. Same with Harley Quinn, as he's just a stupid fast character, and he's on B tier list because he's not that toxic, but if you're good with him, he's just insane. But this tier list isn't about how good characters are, it's just about how toxic they are, and mainly is that smoke and that battering, dude. That shit is nuts. And you can spam the fuck out of that downward kick, and that thing is crazy. He's pretty good. Next up is Arya. Literally every Arya that I fight, the only thing that they do is they do the upward swing into the combo double hits while you're stunned, and then upward swing. And they go up to you and spam that the whole game. A good Arya isn't going to be as toxic, and they're going to do kind of like better moves, but like every single person that I fight, that's all they do with Arya, and their badge is always 3,000 dodges or something stupid like that. But I actually like her character. She's not too bad. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to put LeBron here because I wouldn't say he's kind of like a wholesome character, but he's not super toxic. When people get good with him, I feel like he could end up here really fast because that throwing the ball off the edge of the map and like the slam dunk and everything on the edge, I feel like that shit could actually be pretty nasty. But as far as the people I fought, everyone's been pretty ass with him so far. And I just don't really feel like anything that he does is really that toxic besides the slam dunk and also the throw. The throw is nasty. The reason why he is not in D, though, and wholesome, is because when I put a bot on with LeBron, it's how I know he could be up in A tier list. Because they hit every single ball attack, and it's actually fucking crazy, bro. Because when they hit that ball attack on the edge of the map when you're already out there or whatever, it's just an instant knockout. It's just instant done. But besides that, he's not too bad. Everyone else gonna end up on here on wholesome. The reason why is because these characters obviously are not mained that much, so people haven't figured out anything stupid to spam with it over and over again, and none of these characters are spammy. And as you can see with the toxic tier list, all this shit that people do up here is just spamming the fuck out of one move. And with these, people don't really spam as much, okay? And like a crazy ranked 2v2, I could see Rain Dog being a little bit higher up here for definitely the what's it called, like the attachment that you can just pull people off every time they get thrown off the map. That gets super annoying. But a character as a whole, you don't see people really spamming much with Rain Dog, Wonder Woman, Steven Universe, and Garnet. You don't really see them spamming that much. Now, in the future, I definitely feel like with Steven Universe, you're going to see people being insane with them, and he could definitely end up in B or A, and they'll find something, because, like, I was watching a video today where a guy made a good point, and he said it's a platform game, and he makes platforms. And when you hit people up and down in that platform, I could see Steven Universe being very fucking insane as a skillful character, not as much of a toxic. So he could maybe end up right here. But for now, when I play these people, none of them are spammy. None of them are doing anything that stupid. Garnet is a little bit higher up because some people do just literally do neutral attacks the whole game, but it's not that bad. Garnet is an underrated character. It's kind of hard to like use her, I guess, so. And then we have Morty. Obviously, he's not released yet either. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in the wholesome tier list. I'm probably gonna use Morty. If he's nasty, you already know I'm gonna main Morty. But he's gonna be a bruiser, and he's gonna be the same height as Jake, so he might end up right there, depending on his moves. We'll have to figure that out in the future. But for now, this is how the tier list is. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. This is my personal experience based on doing like a couple hundred hours of 1v1s and 2v2s, and I fought in a wide range of people, super skillful players, and I fought some really trash spammy players, and this is a tier list. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like. Check out some of my other content. Peace.